Okay, thank you very much. Well, first of all, I would like to thank the organizers for the opportunity to giving us allows us the opportunity to be here to explain, to talk about mushrooms. I come from the CESEFOR Foundation in Spain, and I have the pleasure to be the coordinator of this European project, Micosylva, and we are working now in the Mycosylviculture and valorization of wild edible mushrooms as guarantors of forest sustainability and multifunctionality. Talking about the background of this project, we started in 2008. I met my colleague Jean Rondet, c'est un collègue français, he's French, and we started we thought that it was a great lack in knowledge, in transferring into the research and the application or the integration in the management of the mycological resources. So we thought it was important to ask for a project, and in 2008 we presented a project to the European Commission, and this project was approved. It was lots of institutions involved in this project, more than 25 partners, and we did some results. We achieved some important results. For example, we established 18 Mycosylviculture demonstrative areas in the south part of Europe, I mean France, Portugal, and Spain. We brought regional documents for example, like this. We have manuals of management, of integration of the forest, of the mycological resources in forest management for each of the regions that participate in this project. We also we also plan training and specific committees. We organize seminars, and we did environmental education. And at the end of this project, we thought, well, we have an important result, and we can capitalize these results, and we present a new proposal of project to the European Commission, and it was approved. And now we are working with a budget of 1.2 million euros during 18 months until April 2014. And we are working now 5 partners from Castilla y León, the south part of France, Aquitaine, Midi-Pyrénées, Languedoc-Roussillon, Catalonia, and also the north of Portugal. And we are working also with 19 associated partners from the European Union, Switzerland, and Canada. The main objective that we have in this project is to integrate the Mycosylviculture criteria into forest management. Also, we are trying to valorize the mycological resources through the harvesting regulation, improving agro-foods industry and products, and also with the promotion of mycotourism. The third main objective is to try to stimulate the laws and politics, and finally ensure our international Mycosylva cooperation network that started in 2008. Talking about project strategies, we are an important number of stakeholders involved in this project. I am the pleasure to be the coordinator of this project with my colleague Jean Rondet, and we are working with a steering committee formed for one person per each partner. from France, Spain, and Portugal. We have an important scientific committee, and we are working in groups for doing specific tasks. And we organize seminars and joint technical visits in order to put together the scientists, the scientific committee with the forest managers and forest owners. And how are we doing the integration of the Mycosylviculture in forest management? Okay, first of all, we are creating an European Micosylva forest network. And what is this, this network? In this network, we are selecting parks, Mycosylva parks, Mycosylva forests. In this forest, we are prioritizing the research, the training, the integration of Mycosylvicultural criteria in the forest management, and also the promotion of the mycotourism. And these forests are representative of a forest area, bigger. For example, in the region of Castilla y León, we have around 20 important productive forest areas in terms of mushrooms. And we propose to have one Mycosylva park in each area, productive area, to prioritize this, all those things I have to see. For example, in this forest, the first Mycosylva park was created this month in Soria, in Pinar Grande, and we are working together with the forest managers, the forest owners, and all the researchers in order to change the method to regeneration in the forest regeneration, thinking in wood, but also thinking in the mushrooms, For example, changing the forest system, the clear cuttings, etc. Another thing that we consider very important is profit these seminars to get together, to get in contact the researchers, to propose new research projects in these parks. For example, in the park of Pinar Grande, we are now working in 3 research projects. One of them in order to know the influence of the forest treatments in biodiversity and in fungal biodiversity and fungal production. Another project, we are trying to know the influence of the mycological, the harvesting pressure in mycelia, in the quantity of mycelia, in the persistence of mycelia for Boletus edulis. Sorry. And finally, we have another project in order to know the influence of the climate change in mushroom production and biodiversity. They are, most of them, projects supported by the Spanish government, but also supported by other European countries. And for us it's important also to continue writing the documents adapted to the forest owners and forest managers, and also training focused on these forest owners and forest managers. The second main objective that we are working now is the mycological resource valorization. And first of all, we propose new models of harvesting regulation. For example, in Castilla y León, we have now more than 3,020 320,000 hectares under regulation. I mean, we need a permit to pick the mushrooms, and that allows us to control what's going on with the harvesting, and also to add value at the system. And another thing important for us is stimulate new agro-food projects, keep in contact, for example, the chefs, nutritionists, research nutritionists, and also the agro-food industry managers, in order to create new dishes and in order to use new species that are abundant in our forests, but they are not, we don't have the habitude to use these species, for example, Suillus luteus and others. And finally, we hope we are creating a European mycotourism map viewer with information about the production, the restaurants, the forest where you can go to pick up mushrooms, and and this map viewer will be updated each week. And finally, the third main objective for us is work with the politics in order to integrate the Mycosylva results in these politics. Work with the politicians, I mean, to say. And we are, for example, now finishing a law in the region of Castilla y León, a mycological law, in order to improve the mycological sector in our region. And finally, how we how maintain the Micosylva International Cooperation Network. We propose, in fact, we are now creating a European Observatory of Mycology for universities and research centers, supported by the local, regional and national governments, with the participation of agro-foods and mycotourism industries and mycological associations, and that this European Observatory of Mycology, it's coordinates with this European Micosylva Forest Network, and also all the information will be provided in this mycological map viewer. We are now working with these main indicators that will be to be followed by this European Observatory of Mycology. I mean, indicators about the production, the harvesting, also about sustainable management, the agro-foods industry, the mycotourism, the training and education, the media impact, because we have lots of news about mushrooms, good news and bad news, and also finally to know the amount, the economic value of this sector. We are working coordinate all this region in Spain, Portugal and France. And at the end we need, as you can see in this figure, that represents the situation in Castilla y León. And in Castilla y León we have a value, we have estimated a value of 65 million of euros per year, and 80% of this value comes from the agro-foods industry plus the mycotourism. Only 20% of this value comes from the incomes to harvesters, and that's important because all the regions that don't have developed an agro-food industry system and a mycotourism system, they are losing the 80% of this value. And finally, well, we expect to provide all the information in this map viewer, like Micodata. If you are interested, you can see this site web, and we provide all this information about the production of the forest, regulated forest, about 20 species of mushroom, and this information is updated each week. And now we are adding information about the restaurants and all the mycotourist resources. And that's all. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any question.